This experience happened in 2013, March 2013. So I was actually traveling on my way to Australia, and I was going through the countryside of Thailand on a train, and I remember the day absolutely perfectly clear because it was so unbelievably hot and humid. And obviously on a train you have plenty of time to think and contemplate and reflect. And after all the alien encounters that I had had up until that point, I remember really desiring seeing something in physicality, seeing a craft, seeing something that I could really see something tangible. And so on this train, it was a real old train, windows open but no air conditioning or anything, and it was packed. And at lunchtime we had hit a buffalo on the tracks, and I just remember being there for maybe 2.5 hours, and I remember the heat plus the humidity was absolutely breathtaking. It was so strong. It was so intense. And obviously I wasn't local, and even the locals, I remember a local woman sitting across from me, and everyone was dying on this train, and the air was still, there was no breeze, sun pounding while people tried to get this buffalo off the track. And nobody really knew what was happening except for that. And after we finally got going again, we were venturing towards Bangkok. And I just remember, I think it was about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, I was looking up at the clouds. I took some pictures of the clouds and really just putting out an intention of wanting to see a craft, to see something. And because at that point, 2013, it had been a while. I was still having encounters, especially in the dream time, more so in the dream time at this point, comparing that to 2009, 2010, where it was just such a climactic time of encounters. And I was really nostalgic about that and really desired something to happen. And so I was looking up at the clouds, and I just thought, please, show me something. An hour or so later, it was coming, late afternoon, like 5 o'clock, and some strange clouds captured my eye. And one in particular, it looked like the formation of an elephant, crossed with, I don't know, some kind of creature. But I thought, oh my God, that's incredible. I'm going to take a picture of that. I was taken by that. I was attracted to that cloud, and I took a picture. I took a few actually, and just consecutive, taking picture of this angle, then that angle, and of the cloud. And then I put my camera away and didn't think anything of it until I finally made it to Bangkok. I had ordered some dinner up in my room. I was sitting down and just thumbing through my pictures that I had uploaded on my computer at that point. And I came across those pictures that I took earlier. And as I was going through the frames, I was taken by this object that just, it wasn't in the other frames. It wasn't in the other frames of the pictures that I took within seconds of taking it all together. And I thought, oh my God, is that what I'm seeing? Am I seeing a craft? Because I didn't see it when I took the picture, when I was on the train, I did not see this craft. I would have noticed it. I would have seen that, and I would have zoomed in on that and taken a picture of that, but I didn't even see that. So in many ways, I feel this craft, this object in the sky, this anomalous object was there, but it was invisible to me. It was invisible to my sight. And I feel in many ways that was done on purpose. And the camera doesn't lie. So no amount of mimicry or ability of creating an invisible effect can conceal the truth via the use of a camera. And so seeing this and then going back to the other frame where it wasn't there, and then going back forward to the frame again and zooming in, just thinking, oh my God, lots of expletives. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And I said a quiet thank you. I felt so blessed to have captured this. I feel like in many ways my intention and my desire was absolutely answered that afternoon. And I zoomed in and I changed the colors and I tried to sharpen it, tried to soften it, tried to add more contrast. And had I not been attracted to that cloud, I would never have taken a picture. And so I feel the entire event was very much orchestrated in order for me to take a picture. Because many experiences will know this, that although there may be craft in the sky, they can absolutely cloak themselves. And so, I sat there for a good hour just going back and forth, analyzing, overanalyzing, just comparing the frames and just sitting there flabbergasted. I couldn't believe it. And I looked at all the other clouds around the area and I just thought, this is so out of place. This is so out of place. Me and my skeptical mind, trying to look at some kind of flaw. And I just thought, you know what? You have got to accept it just for what it is. You asked for it. You got it. You received it. And accepting that and feeling that intuition. I mean, most of all was the feeling that I got from looking at it. I knew it was out of place in that scenic panorama. I knew it was a craft. That intuition, that language of my heart, the higher self was telling me it was it. You asked for it. And I accepted that. And I knew that's how I have viewed it. Or even as soon as I saw that, I knew it was something else. And I knew it didn't belong in that picture. I would have seen it. I would have seen it. And me being, slightly obsessed with, the UFO phenomenon, I would have taken 1,000 pictures, zooming in, zooming out, whatever I could have done. So seeing that absolutely in my skeptical mind, it doesn't matter how many encounters I have had, there is an air of skepticism. I think human beings are naturally skeptical when it comes to this, because now especially, this was 2013, but 2023 we are in now, the whole field of the UFO phenomenon is so absolutely saturated. People cannot discern the truth from fiction anymore. Even back then, it's just, nobody can believe the truth anymore. Like CGI and graphics and technology is so good to make fakes. Like, it's very hard to discern what is true and what's not anymore. People have ulterior motives for putting up fake stuff, either for monetary gain, for exposure, just to be famous, or just to get kicks. I don't know, but there is still authentic occurrences as well, but it's very hard for people to take their skeptical hat off and, really accept and look at the actual true encounters that some people have. And also saying that there is probably a lot more heightened activity now with the current state of our world than ever before. Obviously, there would be, because our government has access to technology and a lot of their craft will be in the sky. Who's who, I don't know, but I know that there is a lot of activity going on. So as I was actually, and now something strange I have to add to this is that only a couple of days ago, I was contemplating how I was actually going to present this case on YouTube. I was actually driving out to my local dam with my kayak in the back, and as I'm thinking about this encounter, there was a band of clouds on my right side, and I could not believe it, but another one of these elephant-looking clouds started forming before my eyes. I could not believe it. So I quickly dashed for my camera so I could take some footage just to show that this was occurring right before my eyes here at this was 2022. I was taking footage of this elephant-like cloud as I was having these thoughts and, feeling impressions of reliving this encounter again. I suddenly see this elephant creature-looking cloud forming again to my right. Not exactly the same, obviously, as the cloud formation in Thailand, but it's very similar. I mean, you see the ears, the snout. I mean, it was just confirmation to me. Like, I laughed out loud. I just thought, you have got to be joking me. Like, this is absurd. But this is how it is. This is the nature of our reality, and it is absolutely breathtaking in every way, shape, and form. So, that was kind of adding a bit of credit and credence to this encounter. It's so much more than just seeing an object. The truth of the encounter to me was the way it made me feel. I knew it was authentic. After, over analyzing everything, the bottom line is that my intuition was telling me, this is it. This is what you asked for. This is a true encounter. Here it is for you. Here is our gift to you. And then again, seeing this elephant creature formation happening in late 2022, I mean, it was just icing on the cake. It was staggering to me. So to me, that is absolute affirmation that it's something so much more than what you or I could possibly comprehend or understand. Yeah, so this was a major encounter for me, physical encounter for me in Thailand, 2013, kind of connected on now to 2022, 23.